Serena? Why can't I see you more clearly? Why can't I even remember? This was taken on that crisp winter night at our mutual friend's hunting lodge. We came back indoors, laughing, giddy as teenagers. It was truly like an enchanted time, like we were in a magic circle where no sorrow or pain could touch us. My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important.
I remember all that, but I don't remember where your wife is.
The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. It was a different world back then. My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important. The furniture came with the cabin. Considering how off the beaten path this place is, that helped make up our mind. Sometimes she would brush her leg against mine under the table when we were eating. A curious, sensual thrill. Serena enjoyed spice in our life. I preferred it more bland. We were so different on some points.
You always put too much salt in, dear. Think about your pressure.
The table is worn but sturdy, just like our relationship was. Or is. I just don't know anymore. Our dining table. Quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece. The dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. You could tell from its appearance that it had been the centerpiece of many happy occasions, and there were many more to come.
God, that scared the shit out of me.
So much wisdom and happiness in this bookcase. My life would have been much poorer without all this. The smell of old books is intoxicating. What happens to wood pulp as it ages gives it that distinctive vanilla smell. I loved it when we took down one of my favorites and curled up on the bed to read together as the wind howled outside on cold winter nights. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities, and I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I? No, of course not.
Having issues over here. I can't walk. To point.
This window never got much attention. Then again, the view isn't nearly as spectacular. I guess it's covered with grease and grime from cooking, mostly.
Some creepy ass pictures.
So many afternoons spent in this armchair. She made this with her own hands. She was really good.
Was?
No, I don't want to leave right now. There's still something for me in here. Something draws me to this trunk. Is it the memories locked within? Or something else? We use this trunk to store trinkets and papers, but I can't help thinking there's something of importance inside. It's too painful. I want to, but not yet.
It's your wife's dead body.
Come, love, with peace in your heart, said Niav of the ice blue eyes. Blue eyes. It's a beautiful day, though there's an unnatural calm surrounding the area. There's a strand of blonde hair in the comb. Yes, blonde hair like sun rays. I'm remembering. What's wrong with my memory? Did I have a stroke?
What the fuck?
She also had a brush, but I can't see it anywhere, nor some of her other personal items. It's just a regular comb bought from a hers. I used it too, when shaving. There's only an outhouse, and for some reason, whoever erected the rickety thing didn't think to include wall-to-wall mirrors, so this came in handy.
Dearest, how do I say any of this? I like your way with words, but if I don't write this, I don't know what I'll do. My life feels so unreal now, dreamlike, but wonderfully so. Let me try, even if clumsily. The hours I spent with you when we last met are precious to me. I was so lost such a short time ago. Everything seemed drained of color and feeling. I think we were meant to find each other, to bring meaning to our lives again, make sense of the confusion shrouding both of us. When we stepped into the crystal silence of the snowy woods, away from the chatter of the guests, all nature seemed expectant, as if holding its breath, witnessing a rare moment of something infinitely better than what life in the ordinary run of things has to offer. Do you remember how the light crust of the snow glittered in the reflected light of the country house? How the copse of trees in which we walked was haloed with a magical aura? I felt the chill of the night air, and you opened your coat and enfolded me in your arms, and we hugged tight, sharing the warmth, sharing the only thing any of us have to share on this earth when you think about it.
It's been so long since I said her name out loud. I think that's the moment I fell in love with her, when she told me the soothing sound of her name. They prevent my blood pressure from skyrocketing. Doctor's orders. And Serena's. These keys are for the cabin and the car. If the keys are here, does she have her spare? I should probably stay here in case she doesn't. Did she even have her own spare?
Fucking clock.
The clock is a trophy from our flea market adventures. Chalk this particular purchase up to every cabin needs one. Unlike its sibling, this lamp would last for months. She was special. Contradictory. She didn't mind these. Actually, I think she was into them too.
Boob-tastic interview. Language lessons in lingerie. Okay.
Our refuge from the world. A place of warmth and passion.
Ew.
Sometimes we joked we needed to be so far out in the woods because that's how our sex life was. Far out. The furniture came with the cabin, but the bedclothes we brought with us. A place like this needs some luxury, but without her... Quite a large armoire for our admittedly Spartan needs. She uses most of it. We all have our skeletons in the closet, but not Serena. I'm not sure why, but I don't feel like opening it. The sole thought of it drains what little energy I have left in me.
Oh my god, Charlie. Just open the fucking closet.
She adored all things of nature. I remember her long walks out in the woods. She is fairly religious. Not me. I'm the cold and cynical bastard. But I don't remember that ever being an issue between us. She always thought our relationship was a blessing. God, how I miss her. No longer the cynical asshole, I guess.
I don't know, buddy.
There are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in my head. Maybe later. There's nothing of interest inside the closet anyway. I better stay in case Serena comes back.
I have a feeling
This
she's
one
not
wobbles.
coming.
I always meant to do something about that, but somehow never got around to it.
Oh my god, walk over there.
Most of the books are mine, but a lot of rarities and special editions here. Sharing meals with a good red wine was one of the great pleasures in our relationship. We had such a wonderful time dining in this cabin. Serena loved to experiment with her cooking.
I'm like skipping through so much of what he's saying.
I should probably eat. Can't remember the last time I ate, yet I don't feel hungry. I have more pressing things on my mind right now than culinary exploits. Our dining table. Quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as the guy who snapped this, my love. Is there anything worse than beautiful memories turning to dust? I feel like I don't even have the strength to lift the lid. What once gave me so much joy now fills me with unbearable sorrow. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around those in our early years. Big enough for a lifetime of mementos.
Open the chest, Charlie.
We hated guns, so we never had any, even out here. But this would have been a good place to keep one, since it can be locked. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around those in our early. Big enough for a lifetime of mementos. We hated guns, so we never had any, even out here. But this would have been a good place to keep one, since it can be locked.